my channel. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. We are quickly approaching New Year's, and it is so exciting. But for a lot of us, including myself, staying focused was a little tough this year. I wanted to talk to you about the therapy that I'm getting, and because you guys are asking a lot of questions, I feel like I need to explain. So, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see a whole conglomeration of foods that I'm eating, whether it be just your typical food from the grocery store and also some Optavia. And what does that even mean? As you all know, or most of you probably know, I have sought out a therapist that specializes in eating disorders and things of that nature. And I've been working very hard doing my homework and doing my weekly assignments so that we can narrow down really what goes on inside of my being as far as my obsession with food. And I'm learning that my obsession isn't so much of dieting, it's just as a whole. I'm fascinated with food in how it makes the body work. I'm fascinated with trying to transform my body. Weight has always been a struggle for me, especially in the last 20 years of my life. I'm going to be 53, so you can imagine it was like after I had my kids. And I've always seemed to like bounce around. On Optavia, I was able to successfully lose a little bit over 50 pounds 2 years ago. And, it was so simple. And then, when you try to get back on it, for some reason, for me, it was very difficult. Like, I could do it for a while, and then I started a really bad habit of binging. And I've come clean in videos. You can go back and look. And it's not even so much coming clean. It's really just acknowledging it and saying it out loud and then seeking the help, which I've done. Things are going really well. I'm learning not to label food. That was one of the biggest things that we've been working on. Not to label something, a good food. Don't label it a bad food. Don't label it high carb, low carb, high fat, low fat, Optavia, Weight Watchers. I'm finding the minute that something is labeled for me, it then sets off a whole myriad of things where I might say, I can't have this because it's not Optavia, or I can't have this because it's got sugar, or I can't have this, or, oh, I can only have this, or I can only. So it has created over the years that internal struggle and feelings of guilt when you don't follow through with what you're setting out to do. And that guilt can spiral, and it pulls in a whole host of other things that, maybe you feel low about yourself, or it's just a lot. It's very deep, and I'm learning a lot, and I'm grateful to do so. So, with all of that being said, that's why you see a lot of things on my Instagram. And a lot of people are like, oh, you back on this, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm not labeling. I'm not allowed to label, according to my doctor. I'm just eating food. Optavia is food. Food is food. Everything is food. Everything we put into our mouths that we consider food is food. Even a Twinkie is food, right? So I'm learning to find what works for me. I'm learning not to feel guilty if I eat something that I'm not supposed to eat. I'm learning to enjoy the taste and experience of eating, but I'm also learning to, again, recognize, and this is what a lot of plants teach us, that food is fuel. That's it. Food doesn't make you feel guilty. Food doesn't make you feel shame. We do that on ourselves. We feel guilty if we choose a certain food that maybe we know that doesn't interact well with our body. If you know that you eat broccoli and get a stomach ache every single time, you're not going to eat broccoli, right? But if we know eating a bag of donuts is going to make us have a stomach ache, gain weight, whatever, why do we then do it? Is it the addiction to the sugar? Is it low self-esteem? There's a whole bunch of things that go into this. So that's what I'm learning to do. However, learning these things has literally like opened my eyes to a lot of things. And one of the things that, once again, is, I guess, a roadblock for me is I'm missing the structure of Optavia. I am missing eating to every 2 hours. I'm missing the ease. I am sometimes like, I don't know what to make. I'm missing I guess, the ease of it. And I'm missing the weight loss that comes with it. I'm missing feeling good about myself. I'm missing the feeling of having a successful day and feeling that power, when I can also feel that with other things. But for some reason, my mind is attached to that. And that's what we're working on. So, last week, when I had my last session before the holiday, we decided to do a little experiment. And it's scary. I was told just to eat whatever I wanted. Like, don't think of anything. And I indulged. I have to say, I ate whatever I wanted. I did incorporate some Optavia. I did do a day where I felt really good. And that's the piece that it's almost like you get like a high when you're someone like me who sets out to accomplish something and you do. Like, if you're the kind of person that does checklists and you get through every item checked off at the end of the day, it's powerful. That is how Optavia is for me, and has been. Like, if I can get through a day, eat all my feelings, my lean and green, my condiments and my snack, and that's it, or my healthy fat rather, and not binge or not have a craving, I feel like I've accomplished. I feel proud of myself. The minute I have something off plan, it's not just the one thing, it's like a free-for-all at that point. It's like you just cheated, right? And there is no such thing as cheat, but you just cheated. You decided to do something that wasn't what you were expecting, and now the day sucks. And so I pull that into what happens, and I will eat anything at that point, and I don't care. And then I don't feel good, and then the palpitations start, and then I can't sleep, and my stomach hurts, and I'm this and I'm that. So I'm learning all of that. And like I said, my homework, or my what I was allowed to do, or what I was encouraged to do, I guess I should say, because I could do whatever I want. It's not being allowed. Was just to have the holidays go by and enjoy myself, whether that be drinking, eating, sleeping late, whatever. So I ate stuff that literally made me sick. A couple nights had palpitations because I ate too much sugar, right? I know, you guys, it sucked. And then I felt bad about myself, but part of my homework is journaling. I have to write down my feelings, how I feel about my actions, how I felt about what I ate, how I feel in the situation, how I felt hours later, how I felt before. Was I anxious? Was I this? Was I that? There's so much that goes into someone that struggles with weight. It's not just willpower, guys. There's none. That's not what it is. It's the internal struggle that we have, and what causes that is what I'm looking at. We're going into childhood, we're going into relationships, friends, boyfriends, extended family. We're literally looking at things, and we've had a couple breakthroughs that made me actually break down and realize, a couple things in my teen years, has nothing to do with my immediate family, but a boyfriend that I had. We're diving into some elders in my family that may have said or things that, as a child, you take that so literally. Like, if some of the things that I figured out were to happen now at this age, I'd have been like, fuck you, and I wouldn't give it a second thought. But as a kid, you take that stuff so literally, and you find that you carry it with you. You got to learn to deal with that. So, needless to say, I turned in my homework. We've evaluated it, and I want to do a couple of days of 5 and 1, because I want to, number one, a couple pounds have been put on that I am not happy with. And once again, I'm uncomfortable with it. And, you know, in therapy, there's nothing that's not allowed. You're allowed to do what you want to do. But my homework is to write about it so that we can talk about it at my next session. So, if you do see some Optavia on my Instagram, whatever, that's because this is what's happening. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's just, therapy's deep, guys. It really brings out, like, it evokes emotions that you didn't even know existed. Like, you can suppress some things and memories. Like, there's a chunk of my life that I truly just don't even remember, and that's because I went through trauma. And you know, your brain wants to protect you, so it kind of blocks some things out. So I'm working on things, you know. I'm telling you what I'm doing, and I appreciate the opportunity to do so, because if this can help somebody, you know, there's such a huge community of us that struggle with weight. And for years, it's all about, you know, you need the willpower, you need the da-da-da. It has nothing to do with it. You got to work on yourself and find out what makes you turn to food, I guess, as a soother. That's really what it is, because there is no willpower. Okay, so please don't get down on yourself if the holidays just went by and you pigged out and you ate and you gained weight. A lot of us did, and it's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. But there are things that you can do about it. So quite a few have asked, you know, how did I find a therapist? Who is it? Whatever. Basically, you look at your health insurance. There on the back of the card, there's a number. You call it and you say, this is what I'm looking for. Can you give me some recommendations in my area? And they did. And I called them all, and I found somebody that I just felt connected to, read reviews. Like, I think I found the perfect person. So that's how I would recommend starting. You can also ask your doctor. You can talk to people. I mean, it was so taboo. You know, like, oh, I can't tell anybody that I'm doing this. Like, why not? I think everybody should go talk to somebody every now and then. Don't you? Okay. So with all of that, guys, that's where I'm at. But I'm learning a lot about myself and some things, and I'm working on them. And I'm not perfect. And, you know, I know some of you look at me like, you know, I am, I don't know, a diet influencer or whatever. I'm really not. I'm just me, and I'm working on myself, and I'm trying to fix the things that internally make me struggle. I hope that makes sense. And this is my journey, and I've been documenting. I love to put it out there, and believe me when I tell you this, I binged my own videos. I can't even tell you how many times. When I feel like I need to get back on track, or I want to see what my headspace was at a certain period of time, I go back and watch my own videos. And I see little things that are missing in my days now. And I'm like, that is why maybe I was successful back then. My headspace was different. And that's, again, it's not willpower. It's how you perceive yourself. Figure out what causes you to reach out and eat, right? Is it pure hunger? Is it an emotional tie? Are you self-soothing? Are you bored? Are you angry? Are you upset? And maybe you don't even know. Like me, I had no idea. I thought I was just hungry. And part of it was that. And part of it wasn't. So, anyway, I'm going to show you a full day of eating on 5 and 1 right now. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
Alrighty, so here we are. Fueling number 1 is the creamy chocolate shake. And as you can see, I use the NutriBullet, and I have that medium-sized cup. And this is the spot that I fill the cup up with ice, halfway. And then I just put the water in just so it covers the ice, and I put the fueling in and blend it up. That is how I get my shake this thick, to the point where it passes what I like to call my straw test. You see how you can mix this up with your straw, and then you just let go of the straw and it stands there right in the middle? That's how you do it, guys. That's my secret. The next feeling I'm having are the sweet potatoes. Welcome back, sweet potatoes. We've missed you. These things are so good, especially this time of year. It's total comfort food. Don't mind the mess on my stove. We had a little bit of a food accident earlier, and I have to clean that up. But trying to work and do everything I can in the middle of the day is just a little tough. But anyway, mashed potatoes, sweet potato flavor was feeling number 2. Oh my gosh, guys, lean and green time. I have 3 servings of butterhead lettuce, 7 ounces of cooked shrimp that was steamed. I have 3 ounces of avocado and a tablespoon of feta and 1 tablespoon of Walden Farms. What did I use tonight? The blue cheese dressing. It was so good. And this is how I like to do a lean and green on a hungry day, full of volume. This thing was so big and so filling that it was 3 hours later that I ate again. So if you're having a hungry day, make yourself a nice ginormous salad, pick the leanest protein and add some of that healthy fat via avocado. You won't go wrong. I'm telling you, so good. Moving on to the next fueling, we have a strawberry shake. Haven't had one of these in a while. This is just water and ice. That's it. I'm not adding a lot of extras. Thick, delicious, and refreshing. Strawberry shake, guys. And my next fueling are the honey mustard and onion sticks. Was in the mood for something crunchy, and these went down perfectly with a nice cold bottle of water. And to finish off the night, we are going to end the day with a velvety hot chocolate. In this little cute mug that I have with the stars and the moons, very celestial, very fitting for to wind the night down. So anyway, guys, this has been a really cathartic video. I love sharing with you my therapy and what's going on. And like I said earlier, I hope this video can help someone out there who's struggling just like I was and still am. So I hope you enjoyed this 5-in-1 day, and I look forward to making more of these for you and keeping you updated. And as always, thank you for sticking around, and let's get this done together. As always, I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.